And welcome back, everybody, to another fun and exciting episode of Schrodinger's Cat Burglar. So, we were here, we need to find a battery. We're just kind of doing the puzzles. We're on the second out of 3 phases of puzzles that we seem to need to do. Ooh, that thing's sparking. Oh no. But now we grab that, and now we have the battery, which means we can come in here and we can steal money. Money, 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 money everywhere. Now, I'm not gonna say we're trying to 100% this because I'm certain there's already a couple of things that we have missed. But all in all, if I see something very obvious that I want to do, or that if I see something obvious, I'm gonna try to get it. Huh. Okay. But we can't both go through this door. So blue stay here and orange go through. And now blue go through. And now we're together. And now blue go through. Oh. Orange go through question? This phase probably doesn't actually matter. Yeah. You go down there. That's the second set of tests done, Susan. I'll get the catnip and worms out, ready for your return. Dibs on catnip. Okay, you two are one, you can't call dibs. Could we eat at the same time? How would that go? I also appreciate the kind of restriction that we can't do the same thing at the same time. I admire the ingenuity involved in the deprint fields and their remote print reversal technology, and I understand the need to limit the movement of objects around the facility, but I have a few questions. Why do the fields deprint my coffee mug? Why does the effect not extend to the contents of said mug? And to whom shall I send the cleaning costs for this, my favorite set of overalls? Yours angrily, Mandy. And then I think we missed this one earlier. The dual event separation process, particularly when it comes to observation, poses somewhat of a containment problem. How do we keep sensitive materials such as split objects from slipping away from our grasp? The solution is Heisenberg energy. The energy can be harnessed and channeled into fields and act as a form of uncertainty inhibitor. Dual events will be blocked from entering or passing through the energy field. Any dual event caught inside a field as it activates will become quantum locked, frozen in time and space, which we experienced ourselves. With your backing, I will submit a proposal for Aiden to input on applying H-fields to doorways around the facility. I trust that you will agree this solution is desirable. We don't want dual event technology falling into the wrong hands. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty reasonable reason for this being around. Do you have a pass somewhere that I can grab? Okay, onward to the next set of robotics tests. If this is the whole game, then this is a relatively short game. Which I appreciate as a content creator. It means that I don't have to spend a month working on the videos for this. How's the digging going, Susan? Curiouser and curiouser. Snooping around the Flagrante Johann employee data, there were some staff changes after the merger. Specifically, all of Igneus's plumbing staff moved into data processing roles, and Johann's data processing staff were moved on to plumbing jobs. They swapped the staff over? That doesn't seem like a wise restructuring move. I don't think Flagrante Johann needs to worry about structural efficiency. Flagrante Johann is a subsidiary of Capricorn International Products Limited. Crumbs! Capricorn International are huge multinational. Exactly, it seems there's like a lot of money flowing into this facility. I understood like none of that. That was all technical mumbo. Oh, robots! I love robots! Look at this! Look at this funky little dude! Look at him! Do you do a thing? You seem like you do a thing. Okay, let's press a button. 3D printing. Okay. Thank you! Thank you, little Roomba buddy! It's my little buddy. He's super helpful. Quick as a flash. Hello, little Roomba. Okay, so we're gonna print something. And then I guess you're gonna throw it away, aren't you? Oh, nope, cats. There we go. So this is going to be based around avoiding the machines. So what's the dealio here? Do I need to pick up some kind of trash? Meow meow, robot. Robot, help me out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Wait, is this... Wait, I think I see what to do. Hold on. I need to produce some trash. Trash for cash. Let's go. Alright, now you need to go down. I'm a little bit embarrassed by how long that took me, but it's fine. Annoyance becomes advantage. Oh wait, that's really all I need, because now we have to wait. I don't know why I was thinking I needed to bring the Roomba over here. Okay. Cool. What does this do? And what does this do? Ink. Are you a really big Roomba? Oh dear, yes you are. Money! Cat, get out of there. Hi, big robot friend. My goodness. Bye, big robot friend. As before, but a little further. Advanced robotics. Okay, so this will do a thing. No. Give me. Give it me. Okay, I see. We have to take advantage of the multiple things that have been presented to us. Nope, you can't have it. It's mine. And then it eventually decides to go, and then bam. No. You hear? You hear? Bam. Honestly, these puzzles are so cool. I've got bad news, Susan. Oh no, what is it? I've aced all the mandatory tests. I can head through to debriefing. Mittens, this is no time for jokes. Head to the debriefing and you should be able to reach surface access from there. Pull yourself together. No. Hack. Computer. Robotics test report. Helper bots are prone to being flipped over and left on their backs. The Pavlov Industries rep referred to this as Turtle Protocol. I think she was trying to present a bug as a feature. Not to worry, our tech team hacked an anti-turtle protocol. They can use their noodle arm attachment to rewrite themselves. The cleaner bots who lack the noodle arm are still susceptible to flipping though. If you see one on its back, have a care, flip it over, pat it on the bottom, and set it on its way. What in the workforce harassment do you mean by pat it on the bottom? Let me through. Oh, do I gotta hit the button? The button. The button. The button. The button. The button. And now I have the thing. And this... No, it got deleted. Darn. I get that cat. I was probably supposed to use that to get... I'm not gonna bother with it. I was probably supposed to use that to lure the big robot out so that I could get up and get the quantum shards and the mouse. There's definitely something weird about Flagrante Johann. I mean, aside from this cavernous, secret underground research facility, all the staff, both plumbing and data processing, are under strict non-disclosure contract. And when I say strict, I'm not talking, get down on the couch now strict. I'm talking even more strict than that. Golly! Our informant was really putting themselves at risk by contacting us. We must get to the bottom of this. Okay. No. But none of that is what I asked you to do. You get out of the way, and then you can push this a little bit further, and then get up. What do you mean you need to be standing up on all of that? Okay. Oh, and I'm gonna need a whole bunch of stuff I gotta do. Bring this over so you've got something to jump to. Up. And get the mouse. Now we've got the quantum shards. Just gotta find a place to get down now. Can I hack this computer? I can hack this computer. Igneous, forgive me if I speak out of turn, especially so early in my tenure as head of monetization, but I have an observation. Whose idea was it to construct an entire orientation department for human testing before checking if the DES actually worked? It is my recommendation that the entire dual event orientation department be mothballed and forgotten about. Let's work with what we have, not what we dream about. Sure. Oh. And then what's down here? If anything. Because I certainly can't seem to get down there. No, bad Kibby. Nope. I'm just trying to meow. Okay. Can't do this. Can't do this. Gosh, guess I gotta get deoriented. Or debriefed. Crazy how those are the same thing. Oh, I can just go through here? Okay. What's this? Save point. Excellent. Oh no. Hello, just participant. Thank you for taking part in this employee testing initiative. Your performance has been appraised. You have been awarded the rating barely adequate. Thanks. Please do not interrupt, you fucking bitch. Sorry. Please do not interrupt again, or I will slice you into ribbons. Your performance will be appended to your employee record. Stand by while your employee record is deciphered. Mismatch! No employee file on record. You are not fucking authorized to be here. Please remain where you are. Security will apprehend you first thing in the morning. In the meantime, please refrain from any escape attempts. Thank you. Well, goodbye. You awful little AI. Why can't I do anything about that? No. Aha. And now if we were to hit that, on the Heisenberg field is down, and which is great and all, but we still need to plug this back in. And then hit a button for the elevator. But what's this? There's stuff over here. What? Why has the soundtrack changed? Yoink. Take that, mousy idiot. Concierge AI. The new Concierge AI system seems to be running well. Its facility-centric knowledge database is comprehensive, and it displays robust problem-solving capabilities when challenged. We've even tried the old classic everything I say is a lie linguistic paradox test. It just replied, hey, that's awesome, and moved on to another task. Water off a duck's back. Yeah, the problem with modern AI is that most AI that we talk and think about is either a large language model or LLM. And language models are not capable of the thing that we keep saying AI is able to do. We keep saying, oh, this AI can run a business, it can do this, it can do that, it can hold a conversation. The fact of the matter is, it's only pulling from data sets that it's been fed to and basing it off of that. It's not able to do any kind of complex calculations. It just, if it does get something right, it's typically based off the fact that it has seen in text log someone say, hey, 2 plus 2 is 4. So it's expecting after 2 plus 2 to come equal 4. And so it's not able to actually think of new things. It's only able to reorganize the things that it's already seen in conversational data that it's been fed. The other issue is then there's generative AI. And generative AI is the one that you see for pictures and videos. Generative AI has a whole slew of complications, one of the major ones being that it steals. Most of the data that has been fed to these generative AI platforms, especially the big ones, is stolen, scraped data. People that had no option or choice to consent to this information. Possibly even mine. Quite probably even mine, actually, because I use websites. I occasionally post stuff to Instagram. I used to post to Twitter back when it was Twitter. All of that stuff. Anything that I've posted has potentially been scraped by one of these algorithms and put into a feed to see about trying to make comprehensive videos. And that's a problem, because I don't fucking want that. I do not consent to it. I do not consent to my information being fed to an AI. Simply put, it is a form of stealing, as far as I'm concerned. And I do not consent to it. The other big issue is that it's typically really, really, really bad for the environment, and they're not even, like, trying to put it in places where it won't have environmental effects. They're not even putting it in places where it won't have direct effects on actual people. Because they're actual human beings who use the water in their houses, and that water is being ruined by nearby data centers. Oh, I can get a little bow tie. I'm gonna get a little bow tie. I get a little bow tie. It's a shame there's no crown for my gorgeous little child. But, yeah, AI in general... There are some versions of it, like the versions that are being trained by computers to be able to recognize cancer. Like, yeah, that's cool, that's chill. There you are! Please refrain from escaping. Not gonna happen, I'm afraid, you dummy. Well, at the very least, refrain from unplugging my screens. It makes my brain feel all weird. Yeah, it's having horrible, awful environmental feedbacks. It's hugely immoral in the vast majority of cases. I've seen a couple of them where it is people only feeding their own stuff into the AI, and that is arguably okay as far as the moral side of it. And the ones that are able to be run on a single person's computer, see, I have significantly less issue with that. If it is you running your own AI on your own computer, significantly less issue than the people that are running big corporations that have their big AIs, that are scraping data from billions of accounts that do not want to, that have no idea their information is being stolen. And that's actually what a lot of big companies are doing right now, including Google. I'm trying to get off of most of Google's stuff, but unfortunately even YouTube is technically owned by them, so I can't completely avoid them. Okay, we may have spoken too soon about the concierge AI's intelligence level. Looking closer at the code, it seems like a big chunk of AI routines are unfinished, literal to-do comments in the scripts. The linguistic paradox test was similarly bunk. The AI was, to use technical terminology, dummy thick. As in, it wasn't able to comprehend how everything I say is a lie is a paradox. Yeah, that's the problem. How the concierge AI passed problem-solving tests remains somewhat of a mystery. If I was the betting type, I'd put some money on pure random chance. Yeah, so the way that it's been presented is that they're testing these AIs, but most of them are only learning to be able to pass these tests by sheer matter of fact that, oh hey, the answer to number 1 is C, the answer to number 2 is B. When you rearrange them, it gets really difficult for the AIs to solve them. And even then, they're only learning the specific answer to the specific question, not the logic behind why that question is being answered that way. So if you have a long-worded question, it's not doing that. And one of the biggest things they found is that using math, when you use word problems in math, sometimes when you use word problems, they'll throw in a number that is entirely irrelevant. Say, for example, Tommy picked 5 apples on Monday, 10 apples on Tuesday, and 13 apples on Wednesday. How many apples did he pick on Monday and Tuesday alone? And it'll add in the entire thing, because it doesn't understand you're excluding that Wednesday. Or if you just talk about someone picking pears on a different day, it won't realize that you're not asking about the pairs because it's not separating those. It's just seeing that the numbers are in the context, and it's seeing context that says, oh, okay, addition. Sorry to go off on a really big rant, but we've got a big AI. What happens if I plug this AI back in, actually? You get mad at me? Hi, bud. Bye, bud. If I come back across here. Sorry about the big long rant about AI, but seriously, it's becoming a problem, and some people just kind of aren't realizing how big of a problem it is. It's also causing significant issues in cognition, so like, you know how you have to think through a problem, right? Some people aren't able to think as good as they used to. We are seeing genuinely huge impacts within like a 5-year difference based solely on the rise of AI. And to clarify that, because I am also kind of using my brain doing this right now, so I'm a little bit distracted, so my thoughts aren't being organized as clearly as they maybe should. Oh, I meowed 100 times. They took students from like 5 years ago. They measured their average IQ, their average intelligence, their average problem-solving skills, and they are measuring those same not the same students, but the same grades of students, but the ones that are using AI for their problem-solving. And they're finding the students that are using that same AI, that are using AI to figure out their math problems, to figure out their papers, to write stuff, to do things. They're finding that those students have significantly less mental capacity to actually solve skills. And instead have more of a reliance on the computer to tell them what they are supposed to do or how they're supposed to do it. Which, in theory, isn't always the worst problem. Case in point, my teachers always said, hey, you're not going to have a calculator on you your entire life. That's a fucking lie. I have a calculator that sits in my pocket everywhere I go. There is almost nowhere that I am ever going to be that I won't have access to some form of calculator. So, like, that's a lie. The problem with AI is it's completely degenerating your ability to think about what's happening in the world around you. It's completely degenerating your ability to think about the information it's presenting you. And sometimes it presents you with a blatantly wrong information, and if you lack those critical thinking skills to be like, maybe I shouldn't put several rocks in my stomach as a way to better digest my food, then it can lead to some issues. Which can be kind of Darwinism and can be kind of good in that it can cull some of the population, because let's be honest, there are some stupid people out there. I've always been of the mind of play dumb games, win dumb prizes. If you're going to act stupid, something stupid might happen to you, but I don't think people should be presented with such opportunities, such as a machine that is presented by companies to be an all-telling, all-knowing, perfect truth factory that will give you the best information possible. I don't want people to trust that and just be trusting, and even if they are smart or if they're dumb, do something stupid because the machine lied to them. Frankly and blatantly. Anyway, that's all the time that I have for today. I will see you in the next one, and I'll try not to scream and rant and rave so much about AI and about how bad it is. Because again, there are those good versions of it, like the ones that can detect cancer. But it's not always a good thing, and we shouldn't be over-relying on it the way that companies are trying to. Anyway, bye-bye, I will see you in the next one. Remember to hit that like, comment, and subscription buttons down below, please, it would help me so much.